Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Phyllis Smith. Last night's board meeting has left the Marietta community with more questions than answers. Our Shyla Florence joins us live in the studio for the events that unfolded. Shyla.
Thanks, Phyllis. Last night, the Marietta City Schools Board meeting was held at the high school auditorium. The audience was filled with several students, faculty members, and parents within the community, who all came to seek answers from the board members. Many voiced their concerns and asked questions on why they were seeing multiple resignations within the school system. While several people had signed up to speak in front of the audience and the board, the underlying message from everyone was all the same.
I'm trying to understand why we have no superintendent, why we fired a principal who had the support of most of the teachers in the high school. Why was a band director run off from our school? Why is our athletic director resigning his position? Why is Coach Kidder abandoning a volleyball program that's one of the best in the state of Ohio? Why is Coach Jason Shobe leaving the Marietta football program when this has been his dream job? Why are our best people leaving?
They're here because they're concerned, like I am. Our district, specifically the building that I'm in, the high school, is now in a spiral. And the cascading events could spiral out of control because people are looking for lifeboats. And when people start looking for lifeboats, even the very best we have in the building starts asking themselves, how long do I stay here in a sinking boat?
One board member, John Lehman, was specifically mentioned by multiple speakers and even asked to resign. Lehman responded to the concerns being alleged against him and gave a statement, which caused the meeting to take a turn.
I truly am flabbergasted with what I'm hearing tonight, and somebody's got a bunch of people running down the wrong trail. I got to tell you, Brian Miller, you should be ashamed of yourself.
An executive session was called immediately after Lehman spoke. When the board members came back, President Sam Tootin said that it was obvious there were several hard conversations that needed to be held. However, many community members and students felt that the board did not answer any of their questions last night, which resulted in a student-led walkout this morning.
Laying on the couch last night watching the board meeting on my laptop, and I was just really upset about the lack of transparency and about everything that's been going on. So I went right on my phone, I texted Teddy, I texted Kobe, and I texted Taylor, and I said, we need to do something about this.
Several students at Marietta High School went to bed last night unhappy with the events of the board meeting. In response, the students of the high school came together and organized a walkout.
The purpose was, I think, to bring notice to the board that not just the parents or teachers or administrators are noticing this. I think we all notice, and it's starting to, a lot of people, heads are turning, and as you can just see, we had almost the whole school up here. That's big. Like, that's a lot of people see what's going on.
These students, just like their parents and teachers, are concerned for their education.
We're losing way too many people that we look up to in our buildings today, and just what's going on right now as a whole situation. So we're really pushing for that change, and we hope it comes.
Principal's full support in this. He guaranteed everyone would be marked present in their classes and that no one would get in trouble. Our board office is right behind us, and we saw them looking through the windows. They didn't come out, which kind of sucks, but we had almost every faculty member that's high up in the office out here watching us.
Interim Principal Tim Fleming says he received word of the walkout and he wanted to ensure it was done safely. He also said he was proud of how the students handled the situation.
Yeah, this was one of those cultural moments for them at our high school. So those are very few and far between, and this is one way I think that they thought that they could raise awareness to a concern that they feel very passionately about right now.
The only person inside the board building who came outside during the students' walkout was Interim Superintendent Allison Woods. I asked her to speak on the events happening, and she declined to comment, but did mention the students did very well with the walkout. Reporting for WTAP News, I'm Shyla Florence. The main concerns with the community members seems to be the lack of transparency with the Board of Education, especially regarding the resignations of multiple staff members at the high school. I did speak with the president of the Marietta City Schools Board, Sam Tootin, after the meeting last night. We'll hear from him later tonight. And if you want to read more about the meeting and hear more of the speeches that were given, you can head to our website at WTAP.com. Reporting in the studio, I'm Shyla Florence. Phyllis, back to you.
That was Shyla Florence. Shyla, thank you for that update. This week, we are highlighting locally owned businesses in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Crown Decor and Gifts was founded as a marketing company in Parkersburg. Over the course of a decade, the store has made many changes before finally advertising as a decor and gifts store. According to owner Keith McClung, Crown Decor and Gifts is the largest Christmas store in West Virginia. He said it's important to shop locally before shopping at chain stores.
We just think it's just really important to shop small first, because we are the ones who provide all the creativity in the market. You know, you go to a small store, you're going to see all the creative elements, the displays. You're going to get that one-on-one service. You don't get that at the big box stores.
For more information about the store, you can head over to WTAP.com. Turning to the weather now, quiet and cold. Meteorologist Kirk Greenfield joins us now with the first look at your forecast. Kirk?
We're looking at basically clearing skies as we take a look at the Highmark West Virginia Sky Cam. 44 degrees most recently. The relative humidity is 53%. The winds are calm and the pressure 30.12 inches and steady. When we look at the evening planner, we expect to be about 39 at 8 o'clock with some increasing clouds. We will be just a little above the freezing mark by midnight, but we will slip below. How long will this cold snap last? We'll take a look at the holiday weekend and beyond when I return. Back to you.
Thank you, Kirk. The first graders at Belpre Elementary School held their first mock Macy's parade. The first graders created homemade floats for it. They chose themes like Christmas, soccer, Frozen, and others. They lined up and walked around with their floats, showing them off to their classmates and friends. The kids thought the parade was a lot of fun, and some of them shared what they loved the most.
Seeing my sister pulling the float.
Right.
The gem part. The end.
The school hopes to hold another Thanksgiving parade next year for the students. As we approach the holiday season and all its culinary glory, some pet owners may be wondering what holiday foods are safe to share with their pets. Dr. Todd Shockey, a veterinarian at the Parkersburg Veterinary Hospital, says as a general rule, we should not be sharing much human food with our pets at all. Dr. Shockey says their gastrointestinal tracts are more sensitive than ours, and they're more likely to have stomach issues when eating foods that get served around the holidays. If we do share something with a pet, he says it's best to stay away from fatty foods and give them something like a piece of lean turkey. If a pet does end up eating a big amount of holiday food, he says it likely will not be life-threatening, but will not be very pleasant for the pet either.
Most of the time things are going to be okay. Most of the time life will go on as usual. Oftentimes the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to have some GI upset, and that usually means diarrhea or vomiting.
He says you should still look out for signs of more serious health concerns in your pet, like refusing to eat or drink, persistent vomiting, or lethargy. He says if you see those symptoms, your pet may require veterinary care. Still ahead, a hearing was held for a former Parkersburg YMCA swim coach named David Adams, who is charged with sex crimes. That story is next at 6.
Clear sky.